सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणेव अवाप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विघ्ननिवारणार्थं शक्तिसम्पदा प्राप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्तिकल्याणार्थं श्री सरस्वती रहस्य उपनिषदः पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। Having saluted all the gods, gurus, in today's chanting, we will do Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad chanting. It has got around 20 mantras. It will take 4 minutes. Just if you have a book, look into that. All these chantings we do from the Mantra Pushpam book. Om Ata Shri Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad. Om Niharahara Ganasara Sudhakarabham कल्याणदां कनकचम्पकदामभूषाम् उत्तुङ्गपीनकुचकुम्भमनोहराङ्गी वाणीं नमामि मनसा वचसा विभूत्यै। या वेदान्तार्थतत्त्वैकस्वरूपा परमेश्वरी नामरूपात्मना व्यक्ता सा मां पातु सरस्वती। या साङ्गोपाङ्गवेदेशो चतुर्ष्वेकैव गीयते अद्वैता ब्रह्मणः शक्तिः सा मां पातु सरस्वती। या वर्णपदावाक्या अर्थस्वरूपेणैव वर्तते अनादिनिधनानन्ता सा मां पातु सरस्वती। अध्यात्ममधिदैवं च देवानां सम्यगीश्वरी प्रत्यगास्ते वदन्ति या सा मां पातु सरस्वती। अंतर्याम्यात्मना विश्वं त्रैलोक्यं या नियच्छति रुद्रादित्यादिरूपस्था सा मां पातु सरस्वती। या प्रत्यग्दृष्टिभिर्जीवैः यजमानानुभूयते व्यापिनी ज्ञप्तिरूपैका सा मां पातु सरस्वती। नामजात्यादिभिर्भेदैः अष्टधा या विकल्पिता निर्विकल्पात्मना व्यक्ता सा मां पातु सरस्वती। व्यक्ता व्यक्तगिरः सर्वे वेदाद्या व्याहरन्ति यां सर्वकामदुघाधेनुः सा मां पातु सरस्वती। यां विदित्वाखिलं बन्धं निर्मथ्याखिलवर्त्मना योगी याति परं स्थानं सा मां पातु सरस्वती। नामरूपात्मकं सर्वं यस्याम् आवेश्यतां पुनः ध्यायन्ति ब्रह्मरूपैका सा मां पातु सरस्वती। चतुर्मुखमुखाम्भोज वनहंसवधूर्मम मानसे रमतां नित्यं सर्वशुक्ला सरस्वती। नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनि त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे। अक्षसूत्राङ्कुशधरा पाशपुस्तकधारिणे मुक्ताहारसमायुक्ता वाचि तिष्ठतु मे सदा कम्बुकण्ठी सुताम्रोष्ठी सर्वाभरणभूषिता महासरस्वती देवी जिह्वाग्रे सन्निवेश्यतां या श्रद्धा धारणा मेधा वाग्देवी विधिवल्लभा भक्तजिह्वाग्रसदना क्षमादिगुणदायिनी नमामि यामिनीं नाथ लेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलां भवानीं भवसन्ताप निर्वापणसुधानदीं यः कवित्वं निरातङ्कं भुक्तिमुक्ति च वाञ्छति सोऽभ्यर्चनां दशश्लोक्या नित्यं स्तौति सरस्वतीं तस्यैवं स्तुवतो नित्यं समभ्यर्च्य सरस्वतीं भक्तिश्रद्धावियुक्तस्य षाण्मासात् प्रत्ययो भवेत् ततः प्रवर्तते वाणी स्वेच्छया ललिताक्षरा गद्यपद्यात्मकैः शब्दैः अप्रमेयैर्विवक्षितेः अश्रुतो बुध्यते ग्रन्थः प्रायः सारस्वतः कविः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ एकं ब्रह्मैवाद्वितीयं समस्तं सत्यं सत्यं नेतरच्चास्ति किञ्चिदो एको रुद्रो न द्वितीयो वतस्थे तस्मादेकं त्वां प्रपद्ये महेशम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतो सहनौ भुनक्तो सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चिते ते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to the Lord, to the entire Guru Rishimuni Guru Devata Parampara, to Shruti Mata Parabrahma Tattva, to Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yagnivalkya Adi Shankaradi Gurus, and also to our Guru. May all of them bless us with the required amount of introvertedness, antarmukhata. May all of them bless us with the required amount of Shuddhata, Sukshmata and Ekagrata, so that this Adhyanam of the Upanishads with Bhashya becomes fruitful and meaningful, first by making us understand intellectually, then getting convinced to practice till the Anubhuti comes. It is our longing, our efforts, no doubt, along with that, our prayers too. All these Devatas, Guru Parampara, invoking their grace, makes this spiritual journey happen regularly, successfully, efficiently. So, the divine grace is to be sought regularly, sincerely. And from our side also, always there should be that tadapa, that tapana in us, that so much time is consumed, yet we have not yet even come up to the level of Viveka Vairagya. When will we that way become Shamadamadi Sadhaka, where faculties are controlled? When will we our Shravanam become so single pointed? Mananam becomes so regular and Nididhyasanam is so continuous so that the Anubhuti becomes ours. In this way, we have to feel within ourselves, and from that feeling, with the inspiration, what we are lagging behind to do or lacking to do, we have to do that. Same time, invoking the Kripa without forgetting, Ke Bhagavan, without your grace, He Gurudeva, Guru Tattva, without your grace, Hey Guru Parampara, without your Kripa, even a moment also, even an inch also, we can't go further in the understanding of Shastras, forget about practicing them and experiencing. Therefore, humbly requesting your blessings, we know we need them. So, in this way, our effort and our prayers should make us day by day little more spiritual, more introverted, more Paramatma oriented, more Mukti oriented, lesser and lesser the world and the bondage oriented. So, that should happen. Now we are doing the Taittiriya Upanishad, second the Brahmananda Valli, in that the Prathama Anuvaka, and in that the Prathama mantra or the line is Sutra Vakyam, and that Sutra Vakyam is completed in the second one. And these things are made to be understood and realized by us with the by the Shruti Mata with the help of the remaining all Anuvakas of this Dvitiya Brahmananda Valli. So Brahmavidapnoti Param is a Mahamantra Mahavakya to be remembered so many times because in that is written that the Param is obtained only by a Brahmavitu. This strong desire to achieve Param followed by the strong desire to become Brahmaveta alone will make us freed from all other opposite desires of worldliness. Mind is always alive. This mind either seeks the world or seeks the truth. The worldly seeking desires in the mind are millions in it, and Paramatma seeking are not at all there. Therefore, this Mahavakyam, in its true sense, when we understand, it should give the feeling that why should we go for the Apara Prapti, where it ends, where it is not giving us the continuous permanent Anandam. Let us gain or obtain the Paraprapti. And the Paraprapti is only my Brahma Vidya. Brahmavid alone attains the ultimate, but Brahmavid alone attains the supreme. Brahmavid alone attains the everlasting. After achieving what is achieved through Brahmavid, Brahmavidya called Param, there remains nothing further to be achieved. And this achievement of Param through Brahmavidya is such one. It never gets reduced. It never goes away from us. And it is infinite. So these are all the meaning of the word Param, and that Anubhuti is ours when we become Brahmaveta. Therefore, our goal is through becoming Brahmaveta, becoming Param or obtaining the Param. And the Brahmaveta we become when we obtain the Brahma Vidya. Brahma Sambandhini Vidya, we have to exclusively work for it. And then as a person, money minded or any minded, how he mindfully all the time thinks about it, works for it, So too, if we want to achieve Param and if we are convinced that it achieved through Brahma Vidya, then our pursuit of Brahma Vidya also so single pointed, so exclusive, and so totally engrossed and involving. Then we will be able to study Shastram, understand Shastram, contemplate on it, get the conviction, get the commitment to do sadhana. Really, we start doing sadhana, then we do. In this deep, intense, positive effort alone, all the non positive, negative things of, let us say, vasanas, let us say, agitations, let us say, manorajyam, let us say, our attractions to the world, let us say our importance given to the world, let us say the importance wherever we give, we get kicked, and those frustrations, those miseries, those helplessnesses, all those disappointments, etc., one by one start going away, not otherwise. And these continue to bother us as long as we give them value or reality. And they appear to be real because the contrast of it, called as Paramatma, alone is real. And alone, when it is obtained, we obtain Param. This conviction is not there with us. So the Shastra Jnana should tell us the conviction of the Paraprapti is only through Brahma Vidya, and that should inspire us to pursue Kevala Brahma Vidya. In the pursuing of Brahma Vidya, just like when you have to go to right side for reaching a temple, by mistake you took a left turn, then you went for a few kilometers. Then you have gone away from the destination called temple. But again asking someone knowing it took right turn. And the more you are going towards right turn, to that extent you are going away from the wrong direction. And finally, when you reach to the temple, there is nothing called wrong direction remaining because we reached the destination. In the same way, non-pursuing of the Brahma Vidya is a cause for the pursuit of the Avidya and its expression called as pursuing the worldliness. This worldliness and its tormentation and its problems will never end as long as we don't change the course of our direction. The path of worldliness is the path of misery only. So going there and saying it should not be miserable is impossible. The only way we can avoid it is by going into the path of the ultimate bliss. That is the Brahma Vidya Marga. Like what is the way to come out of all problems of the dream? By staying in the dream, you can never come out. The only way is you have to wake up. So, all the efforts to wake up, whether we do it consciously or not in Swapna, but in Jagrata Avastha, consciously we can do the sadhana of Brahma Vidya, awakening. While doing so, we can see the problems of the world obviously go away, otherwise, they won't end. Either desires or problems or the obligations or the duties, all of them make us limited. Those limited things never give unlimited happiness. We always remain as apurna, asampurna, lacking always inside. Therefore, that infinite blissful feeling never comes in the worldly pursuits or achievements. All that can be avoided only we become tattva oriented, atma oriented, then Brahma Vidya oriented. Throughout, we have to be in that only till the goal is reached. Like in one of the classes yesterday, we saw any temptation comes, any word comes, एक ही answer देना. I'm in the path of Brahma Vidya. First, let me achieve the Brahmanubhuti. Then let us talk. Then let us discuss. Then let me come to you and talk and listen to you what you say. In that way, we have to be committed. So, Brahmavid apnoti param is exhaustively seen by us. Only Brahmaveda achieves the param. And apnoti, prapnoti is darshana, apekshatvat, brahmanaha praptya praptyoho. Should never forget that words we must know. And then remember that 10 people's example, it is only his own realization of his own self, forgetting which he was becoming miserable. And that is indicated by that apta vyakti. In the same way, the Shruti and the Guru are the apta, they are directing our attention to our own self, which is infinitely and blissful. For that infinity and bliss only, we are pursuing outer world. Outer world, first of all, is not at all existing. Even if it is existing, it's only Maya and Mithya. Then how can we find in that Maya and Mithya Jagat that which we are seeking, which is not there. And what we are seeking is that infinitude and the Anantam. That is directed by that Apta Vyakti, by telling them it is you only, Tvameva Tat. What you are searching is you. In the same way, the Rishi Guru revealed to us our own essential nature, then we are away from the non essential Anatma and its all troubles. And this should be first theoretical, so Bhakka, without Siddhanta Jnanam, without theoretically understanding all the intricacies of the Paramatma and its pursual and why it alone gives the moksha, and other than Paramatma, everything is delusory mithya. Therefore, if you pursue that, you are inviting your own bandhanam. If these things are Siddhanta Rupena, thoroughly, undoubtedly not understood, then we will neither try strongly for the sadhana, nor will be able to come out of the samsara and its causes. That is why Siddhanta Jnana is so essential. And at the same time, only Siddhanta Jnana also doesn't give us full result. And that is why a very intelligent Adhyatmika sadhaka or sadhaka anywhere, he will be intelligent in such a way कि whichever the Siddhanta Jnana he gains, he makes it practical first, then he goes to the next one. Like Vivek की बात हो गई. What is Viveka? Siddhanta Rupena we must be thorough. Then let that Viveka be thoroughly done as also, done also in us. Within our own intellect, we do the Viveka of what is Nitya, Anitya. If that is achieved, the next step, Vairagya, is easier. Without doing Viveka, we are going to Vairagya. Without doing Viveka, Vairagya practically, we are entering to Shamadhamadi Sampada. Without achieving all of them, we were thinking to have Mukshita. Without all these, we are coming to Shravanam. And without Shravanam, how can we do Mananam? No अंडरस्टैंड जब का तब जो बंदा सिद्धांत को साधना के रूप में कर कर उस स्थिति में पहुंचता है टू दैट बंदा इट डजंट टेक मच टाइम ओनली फॉर ऑल ट्रैवल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंड रीचिंग आउट सो बिना सिद्धांत ज्ञान का विचारणा रूपी साधना असंभव है बिना साधना का सिद्धांत ज्ञान कोई फायदा नहीं देता अनुभव सो ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम व्यासेन दिस इज सूत्र वाक्य Now Tadesha Abhyukta, that alone is said in this Rucha Rigveda mantra. What is that? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Say 3 times. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. These two are complete. Brahma Vidapnoti Param and Tat Brahma Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Or Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma with. See, Brahma with no? With, before Brahma, you add these 3 words. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma with Apnoti Param. With is not English with Sanskrit. The Vedyate iti. Veti. So Satyam Jnanam Anantarupa Brahma Vedanam alone, the way obtaining of the Param Supreme. Param Supreme Niratishayam. There is nothing beyond that to be achieved in terms of whatever you want to achieve. Sukha, Shanti, Anantata, Purnata, Ekata, whatever you call, all those in their supreme state are achieved only in the achievement of Brahma. That Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So, what are these Satyam Jnanam Anantam? They are the Visheshanas of the Visheshya Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam are the Visheshanas. And who is Visheshya and Brahma? For the 2 reasons that without the Visheshana, the Visheshya cannot be known. More specifically, from many other Visheshya, if the specific required Visheshya had to be obtained by us, then we have to explain the Visheshana of that Visheshya which we want to obtain. And in this way, विशेषणों से जाना गया विशेष्य ही पक्का जाना जाता है without getting confused with other विशेष्य. विशेष्य is qualified, विशेषण is qualities. So the indicator, indicated are the adjective, and those adjectives to the one to whom they belong. So why this Satyam Jnanam Anantam? What Satyam Jnanam Anantam? First we have to say. They are the Visheshanas of the Vishesha Brahma. Okay. Then what is the need of telling this Visheshanas? So, आंसर इज व्हाट? विशेषणों के द्वारा ही विशेष्य जाना जाता है. पॉइंट वन. पॉइंट टू, these visheshanas only will make us reach to the expected visheshya, separating it from other visheshyas. In this way, through the help of the visheshanas, when the visheshya is separated from other visheshya, then only it can be pakka known, not otherwise. And these Vishesha Lakshanas of Brahma, Satyam, Jnanavantam, connect it with the Avatarika Bhashyam, what is said there? That Sarvato Vyavrutta Visheshana Rupasya Brahmanaha. Brahmanaha Vyakhyanartham, or the word used is Swarupa Nirdharanaya Abhidhanena. So there are three things. These three Satyam, Jnanavantam doesn't belong to anything other than Brahman. Second, Brahman is defined by or explained by these three words only. Third, these three worded Brahman alone has to be discovered as Pratyagatma as well as Sarvatma. At that state of our experience, we can say we have achieved Param. After that, then nothing remains for us to achieve. So we have completed our travel journey spiritually. And anything lesser than that, it is aparam. That aparam never gives the bliss which param gives. See, therefore, only those who are really wanting the param, the infinite supreme, they alone genuinely can become spiritual seekers. Those who are happy with the temporary things, even though they are getting kicks in between and they are happy with that, those people, उनके लिए spirituality कोई जरूरत ही नहीं लगता है. That's how everybody, even though comes to spiritual classes, still they don't become spiritual. Because where is that zest? Where is that zeal? कोई है ही नहीं. Because हम तो इससे खुश हैं. The one who is happy with the clerical post. How much are you tell him, यार तू ऐसे departmental exam लिखो वो लिखो officer बनोगे. He says, I don't want, I'm happy here only. What can you do? These are the difficulties in spirituality and in our own selves. We are happy with Artha Kama. We are not at all wanting to know even something higher than that. At that lowest level of not using intellect, rusted intellect, we all are there. Therefore, it is like बैंस के सामने बीन बजाना. Is it not? Any number of Vedanta Vakyas and any number of gurus come and speak, it doesn't affect them. Both those who don't come to the class, those second who come to class, but still they are contented with Artha Kama alone. For them, nothing enters. On the other hand, he says, मैं तो खुश हूँ. That is why only when again and again difficulties come in our life, that these difficulties I don't want to have again and again. What is the way to come out of them permanently? A person, when he that way questions, to him alone the truth is indicated. But the other person who do lot of punyam, get lot of sukha bhoga, he will never be interested only in Paramatma. That's why ज़्यादा पुण्य मत करना. इतना सुख भोग मिलेगा, you don't want to pursue spiritual goal. You say ये सब मजा है मेरे को. Wonderful wife or husband or children and servants and the house and the dog and all sufficient business, money, and it is everything enjoying. What is the need of spirituality, Paramatma? See that Mahamaya's action there, effect. Therefore, ज़्यादा भी नहीं करना पुण्य, इतना ही करो जिससे हमारा लाइफ इज ओके फॉर आवर साधना. बाकी सारा टाइम पूरा साधना में लगाना है. So, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam are the Visheshanas of the Visheshya Brahma exclusive. This also means these three Visheshanas doesn't belong to other Visheshya. And Brahman, through these Visheshana alone has to be found as to the Brahma Tattva. There is no Brahman without these three qualities. These are the three qualities through which the Brahma Anubhuti has to be gained. This is what first we have to understand. Brahma Vida Apnoti Param means. And the Visheshana ka Jarurat kya hai? The example given is Neelamu Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. A big lotus which is fragrant, blue in color. Blue, big and fragrant lotus. Utpala means the lotus type, other flower we take it as lotus. So a big garden is there, it's a pond also is there in the garden. Hundreds and thousands of plants are there, every one of them have flowers. In that there is a pond also. In that pond also hundreds of lotuses are there. Among them we want one particular. Then how do we do that? We do the Visheshana of that, where those Visheshanas applicable only to it, not to others. Then only fetching it becomes easier. Therefore, what is world? Completely mixture up of Brahma and Jagat. Whether Jagat is real or not, बात की बात. अब तो इतना रियल जगत है, उसी में ब्रह्मन फंसा है, ब्रह्म में ही जगत फंसा है. Today we will see that in our Yoga Darshanam also. What is that? Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra when it comes. So therefore, the much before trying to find the person whom we have to find in railway station, we have to become clear about the specifications of that person. Imagine without the specifications, among that crowd of people, how will you identify the person for whom you came? Everywhere it is so. When you go to market, you know you are going to vegetable. When the supermarket you go, there 10 cheeze hote hain. You must be specific ki what you want and what are its lakshanas. So in intelligent straight away you go there and ask where is the groceries lane or rack. He says wahan jao. And there also you will see the grains wala alag hai, dal wala alag hai, masale wala alag hai. Then that one you go. How much important? See, what's the problem with us? We are in vagueness that we must become Brahmagnani. With the vagueness that which Brahman, what are his Visheshanas, what are his Lakshana? Kabhi bhi socha hi nahi hai. Then when the Lakshana Visheshana Brahman alone are not known, how will you achieve him? How will you specifically reach him? By excluding everything other than that. That is why the Shruti Mata straight away first of all has indicated to us the Lakshana of the Brahman. And the specification in that is what? Brahman with these Lakshana alone is Brahmana, and Brahman with this Lakshana achievement alone is Brahma achievement, and that alone is Paraprapti. Paramaprapti. This way we have to be stronger in our understanding. What we discussed now in last 2 minutes has to be strongly embedded in the mind. Like when you go to the car showroom, we are very strong. Your budget is this car is you want to buy. Only the question of how many colors are there and what is the delivery time. Otherwise, you are specific. कि my budget इतने लाख का है उसके लिए यही कार आएगा. You already do the homework. Then when you go to showroom, sir, these are the new latest car 3 करोड़ का आया है. That's not my budget. Mine is 30 लाख. तो उनमें देखो 3 वेराइटी है. उसमें भी मैं जान चुका हूँ ये वाला मुझे. बस सिर्फ कलर्स बताओ. How it becomes clear the purchasing, etc. In the same way, whether we do the outer sadhana or inner sadhana, first we must know that we are doing it for paraprapti. Second is very clear after listening the first line that the paraprapti is possible only through Brahma Vidya, Vedyam, Brahma Vedanam, only through knowing Brahman. Then the most important thing here is what? Which Brahman? What Brahman? What are his Lakshana quality? If we are not very clear about it, then what we are searching? स्पेसिफिकली ब्रह्म को हम अपने उनके विलक्षण विशेषणों से नहीं बौद्धिक रूप में नहीं जानते हैं तो हम किसको ढूंढने निकले दसों. So everybody is searching without knowing what they are searching. So we also sit on the seat of meditation for what? To achieve Param. How? By knowing Brahman. But do you understand Brahma? अरे नहीं किया. So the specific Visheshanas are required. So Neelam Mahata Utpalam, good example, always remember. Neelam Mahata Sugandhi Utpalam is as so विशेषणों का जरूरत क्या है समझ लेना. Then only that particular Visheshya can be separated from other Visheshyas which have their own separate Visheshana. See, the Visheshyas are many, but we want one among them. Then those Visheshanas alone can help us in identifying. People are many, but we want a person. How do we separate this person from other? Only through Visheshana. His height, his facial expression, his tentative age, his hairstyle. These are all the Visheshanas which alone will specifically make us catch that Vishesha Vyakti. While doing so, other Visheshyas are rejected. In the same way, the Brahman and the Jagat is mixed up right now. So we have to reject the Brahman, Jagat and obtain the Brahman. For that, we have to know the Lakshana of the Brahman first of all. Therefore, Bhashyakara started कि Brahmana Lakshanartham Vakyam. Every line is important. We discussed yesterday. Again, I am not repeating. Brahmana Lakshanartham Vakyam. For giving the Lakshana of the Brahman, this Vakyam came second one. Is Satyam GNAANAM ANANTHAM Brahma from the Rucha. And why the Lakshana is required? That's what we said so far in last 15 minutes. Then the discussion is Satyadinihi Trini Visheshana Arthani Padani Visheshyasya Brahmanaha. These are the words having their meaning which become the Visheshana for the Visheshya Brahma. Then Visheshyam Brahma. Why Brahma is Visheshya? Because Bhaktum Ichcha Vivakshitatvat. Because we have sat here only to talk about Brahman only. And why are you talking about Brahman? Because Vedyataya. Because that alone Vedya Vastu to be known. Why Brahman is Vedya Vastu? Because Brahmavid alone Prapnoti Param. Apnoti Param. See, when we 3, 4, 5, 6 times repeatedly contemplate on it, how the connection of all the sentences gets established in our heart. Start from here. Goal is to obtain the Param. And the Shruti Mata says only Brahmavedta can achieve the Param. Now that Brahma has these Visheshanas. Therefore, what are Satyam Jnanam Anantam? They are the Visheshanas. Of whom Brahma. Therefore, what Brahma became? Visheshya. Why you are talking about Visheshya Brahma? Because Vivakshitatvat. Because we are seated here for discussing about Brahma only. Why Vivakshita of the Brahma? Because Vedyatvat. Because he is to be known. Why he is to be known? Because only knowing him, Paraprapti happens. See, udar se idhar se udar. 10 बार सोचो मन में, then we start becoming deeper in our understanding and our purpose of sadhana. Only superficially, we don't enter into it. जब करते गए पूजा करते और बाहर ही लटकते रहे भटकते रहे. That is why the need of the shastras which indicate Parabrahma and of which we have to do the vicharana. That's why the glory and the ultimateness of Vedanta. No other sadhana has got this greatness like Vedanta, which pushes us to the akme of the vicharana, in which it makes us realize the truth. Okay. Now, Visheshana Visheshyatvad eva Satyadini Eka Vivaktantani Padani Samanadi Karanani. So, all of them are in Dvitiya Vibhakti and they are all in Samana Adhikarana, all the 4 words. Therefore, we have to be very specific about which is Visheshana and which is Visheshya. So, because the topic is Brahma, Brahman alone has to be Visheshya. When he is Visheshya, other 3 have to be the Visheshanas. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam Anantaram Rupa Visheshana Yukta Brahma, which is Visheshya, of that Vedanam or Jnanam we have to have. For the obtainment of Param, there should be no doubt about it too. Then Satyadvicha Tribihi Visheshnehi Visheshyamanam Brahma Visheshyantarebhya Nirdharyate. Only through these 3 specific exclusive definitions of the Brahman that it is separated from other Visheshya. Now here, having come to this point, the Guru is driving our attention exclusively to this point. Here we have to be little strong in our understanding. Understanding should be very strong. What is that? From other Visheshyas, the Visheshya called Brahman, which is our goal, can be separated and obtained only through these three Visheshanas. इसमें हमको मन फिक्स करना चाहिए. For the reason is what? These three Visheshana belong to Brahma. Why? Shruti Mata said. And they don't belong to anything other than the Brahman. Thirdly, any other Visheshanas other than these three, opposite to these three, contrary to these three, you say, then that is not Brahman, which is not our goal. Therefore, though we sit for Brahma Prapti, but Brahma Prapti is not directly achieved. When we thoroughly understand and reach that thing which is fulfilling these three Visheshanas, you are one with Brahma. That's why in searching that person, you don't search person at all. You search for the gunas or the Visheshanas with which that person is indicated. And by the time you are getting satisfied with the indicated lakshanas, you have reached the person there. Goal is person. But so many people are there. Then the specific gunas are there. The attention is on the gunas. When you reach to those gunas, you have reached the person. Therefore, more than Brahma Prapti, what is important is Satyam Jnanam Ananta Prapti. In its understanding and experience, when you achieve it, you are one with Brahma. You understand? That is the beauty of this way of discussion, where by explaining to the Visheshanas, we are told to search those Visheshana, you reach the Brahman. Then what is last line? Ki एवं ही तद ज्ञातम भवति यदि अन्येभ्यः निर्धारितम. Anyabhya nirdharita means separated exclusively from others. Then only Brahma jnatam bhavati. Evam hi tad jnatam bhavati. Yadi anyabhya nirdharitam. In general, everything is common, every object which you want to know, you will know it only when you have separated from others. When you have separated it from others. Only. And to separate it, that vilakshana lakshanas are very much required only. In this way only you can find there's no way others. Now, how this explanation of Bhashyakara is slowly bringing our intellectual understanding to single pointedness, wherein after studying this 3, 4, 5 bar, our attention is only on Satyam, Jnanam, Anantham. Now actually our attention is on Asatyam, Ajnanam and Anantam, trying to make that Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, which is impossible, therefore we are in samsara. And the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam words are such things, they are already there, we need not create them. And there are not so many things, it's only one. Only our attention exclusively have to be focused on that, then we realize it. For that, we have to be deviated from other distractions. We have to be pulled back to the topic. For that, it is said, specifically is said, यार जनरली दुनिया में भी एक वस्तु को पहचानना है तो उसको दूसरों से अलग करने के लिए इस वस्तु के विलक्षण लक्षणों को जानना जरूरी है. इस तरह से ही इस वस्तु को निर्धारित किया जाता है. What is निर्धारण of this वस्तु? That this vastu alone is what I want, not the other. When so many things are there around, how are you doing it? Because of the lakshanas, because of the visheshanas. Without visheshana, vishesha cannot be found. Therefore, focus should be on the visheshana. You will reach effortlessly the visheshya. Ekda loke neelam mahatu sugandhi utpalam. That example we saw. How many times we have to contemplate on it for getting the essence of what Bhashyakara wants to convey. ब्रह्म लक्षण के बिना ब्रह्म को ब्रह्म के अलग वाले अब्रह्म से अलग करके हम पकड़ नहीं सकते. Therefore, lakshana nirdharana of the Brahman is very essential. Interesting point is what? Lakshana prapti alone is Brahma prapti. And we will see as we study and contemplate, These three lakshanas are fulfilled only in our own essential self, nowhere else. Therefore, that Brahman which we are searching, and to search which we are given three Visheshanas, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, are found to be our own Atma. Therefore, the Atman alone, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Atman alone is Brahma. This is how we are lifted first at the intellectual level. Thereafter, on the seat of meditation, actually, whatever is not Satyam Jnanam Anantam, when that is rejected, we really reach to Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anubhuti. And finally, Anubhuti is the purpose. Anubhuti only fulfills all the efforts. Anubhuti only clears all the doubts. Till the Anubhuti comes, Samshaya will be there, Prayatnam is required to be done. Only at the Anubhuti level, Samshaya has gone away, Prayatna is no more required further. These all will come step by step. Now, before that, this Purva Pakshi's Prashna was so crucial, so important. What he said was, first his main sentence, what he want to convey is, Brahma ka lakshan hona nahi chahiye. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam Anantam sentence is not required to be brought from the Rig Veda or the Rucha. Straight away is rejecting only. So that what is that which is Asatyam, Ajnanam, Abrahma, called as Jagat, he can stay in that only comfortably as a samsari. He doesn't want to give it up that and try to find that which appears to be abstract. How he said the logic, you have seen it now? The Visheshanas are that time required. When there are many Visheshya, be attentive, and they are of Sajati as well as they have different Visheshanas. Many Visheshyas are there. Vishesha means objects. Sajati means belonging to one clan, one jati. But they are of different lakshanas or Visheshanas. That time only you need the Visheshanas to separate that vastu. Same he said, Raktam Neelam. So there are other flowers also of the Rakta, Pita, Shveta and all that. Then only the word Neelam Visheshanam is used. It is from the example said by Shankara Bhagavan. Neelamo Mahata Sugandhi Utpalam. So the Neelam Visheshanam is told because Aneelam, other than Neelam, lotuses are there. Okay. Therefore, word Visheshana Neelam is required to reject the Rakta, Pita, lotus. Pita is yellow, Rakta is red lotus. Now you came to the Neela lotus, whatever it is, Utpalam. But Neela Utpalams are many there. Then you have to use the second Visheshana of Bruhatu, bigger lotuses, bigger lotus. When bigger is said, all small are rejected. So you have come to bigger lotuses. But big also are many. Then what is to be said? In that there are some, one is fragrant, others are not so. Therefore Sugandhi. Is it not? Many colored lotuses are there. All are lotuses, mind you. They belong to one jati. All are. But then they have different lakshana. And you want only one particular. In that case only Visheshanam are required. If the thing is only one, no need of Visheshanam. If the thing is only one, there is no need of Visheshanam. There are many things, Sajatiya, but Viparita Lakshana, Viparita Visheshana. Then only we can tell the Visheshanam. Example he gives for himself, ki yatha asau ekaha adityah iti. Yatha asau eko adityah. This is a Veda mantra. So, when you say, look at Aditya, no, will anybody ask, tell me the Lakshanas of Aditya, Visheshanas of Aditya? They won't ask because only one Aditya is there. If there are two Adityas, then a question will come. Let's look at the planet. If it is said, then there is a question because there are 9 planets. Look at the stars. Which star? Because twinkling, twinkling are many stars. But when you talk about Aditya, many Aditya are not there. Therefore, Visheshana is not required for Aditya. If there is a blue Aditya, there is a black Aditya, then white Aditya, then you can say, look at Aditya. Then you ask question, which ones are? Then the Visheshana is told, okay, why it one? एक ही है तो विशेषण की क्या जरूरत है? See the logic there. Very good question it is. Very interesting question. In the same way, hey Guru, how many Brahmans are there? Basically, there is only one Brahman. Then only one Brahman hai. So what is the need of those Visheshanas? It is Purvapakshi's point. Don't conclude. That is the beauty that Bhagavan himself becomes. The Purvapakshi, the Prashnakarta, Nanu, and himself becomes Siddhanti to answer. Now the answer first only we will tell, then we will explain it. It becomes easier. First only what is the answer to be known? Ki these Visheshanas of Brahman are the words used to specify the Brahman as if they are Visheshana, but they are not Visheshana. So through these words, Brahman is explained without explaining. Brahman is defined without defining. Brahman is told through the adjectives without qualifying Brahman with any of the adjectives. That is the beauty only of these three words, and they are applicable only to the Brahma. And then to answer the Prashna of this Purvapakshi, Bhagavan takes up the beautiful analysis. Is what the adjectives are always of two types. Visheshana are two types. One is Varnanatmaka Visheshana. Second is Lakshana Gnapganarthaga Visheshana. Descriptive adjectives. Okay. Then second is indicative adjectives. Descriptive and indicative. Those descriptive adjectives, as you said, the Lakshanas, they come and go. But the indication is not an explanation. It is indicating that. Like wo aadmi hai. It is not a description. It is indication, aadmi. Then वो आदमी फिर दो तीन लोग हैं तो then you describe, is it tall or fat or etc. So the tallness and fatness etc. are the descriptive adjectives. So a man is indicative. In akara you are seeing that. So you are telling is a man. So telling is a man is not a description. It's an indication. That's it. And then if they ask the man, then there are descriptions. And all descriptions again etc. belong to the upadhi only. We only talk about the man, not actually the man. That's how it happens. So here Bhagavan ka explanation kya hua? Question is understood. One is Aditya is only one. Therefore no need of any indications or descriptions or visheshnas are required. In the same way, Eka eva Brahma. Isn't it Ekameva cha Brahma? Na Brahmantarani. Yebhyaha visheshyate nilotpalavat. One is on Brahman is only one. Itne thodi Brahma hai. You are using the Visheshanas to do the Vishesha separation of him from other Brahma. Nilotpalavat. As so many Utpalas are there, you separate one Utpala saying Nila. As so many Brahmas are there, you are talking Brahman as Satyam Jnanamantam and separating from other Brahmas. Then there is another Brahma who is Asatyam but Jnanamanantam. The third Brahma, there is Satyam but not Jnanam but Anantam. There is another Brahma who is not Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So many Brahma बैठे उधर, उसमें से वो सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंत वाले को बुला के ले आना. ब्रह्मांतराणी कहाँ है? अंतराणी इज अदर. ना ब्रह्मांतराणी, देयर इज नो अदर ब्रह्मन्स, एक ही है. सो लाइक नीलोत्पलम, व्हाई आर यू यूजिंग द एडजेक्टिव्स सर? See the great question. Now the answer is Lakshanarthatvad Visheshanam. So they are the Visheshana, definitely, but not like the Visheshana of the other objects. It is Lakshana. In fact, in the beginning, the Guru Maharaj already said, Suru mehi ki Brahmanaha Lakshanartham Vakyam. It is Purvapakshi who brought the word Visheshana Visheshya. So what we have to separate between these two? The Visheshana which is describing, Visheshana which is indicating. The descriptive explanation is different from indicative explanation. Therefore, these three are not the descriptions of Brahma. Satyam Jnanam. They are indicator of Brahma, and on analysis you will come to know that they are Brahman alone. There is something Brahman which is Satyam na. Satyam alone is Brahman. We will come to that conclusion as we go further in our discussion. Now, explanation. Now, I am doshaha. What you said, key descriptions are not required. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam should not be brought here is not correct. Why? Yasmat Lakshanartha Pradhanani Visheshanani. Na Visheshana Pradhanani Eva. See, I told you just now, every Visheshana need not be for Visheshana only. Some Visheshanas are there for the Lakshana only also. Lakshana means indication. लक्षित वस्तु को लक्षित करने के लिए यूज करने वाले लक्षण, और उसके विवरण नहीं है. विवरण अलग फ्रॉम द लक्षण, याद रख लेना इन दोनों को. डिस्क्रिप्शन इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम इंडिकेशन. नाउ न विशेषण प्रदान एव. Now the question immediately is, kaha punaha lakshana lakshayoho visheshana visheshayoho va visheshaha. What is the difference between through the lakshana an object is indicated, through visheshana an object is indicated? दोनों में फर्क क्या है? लक्षण में और विशेषण में क्या फर्क है? सी द ब्यूटिफुल एक्सप्लेनेशन कि इति उच्यते समान जातीयेभ्यः एव निवर्तकानि विशेषणानि विशेष्यस्य. So one Visheshya Vastu, it has got the Visheshana. Those Visheshanas help that Visheshya Vastu to be separated from the Samana Jatiya Vastu. Okay. So the Lakshana is what? Neelam Mahat Sugandhi. What? These are the Visheshanas, sorry. Of what Visheshya? So Utpalam lotus. So these descriptive explanation of these Lakshanas, the other lotuses are there of different color, उससे separate करने के लिए. So Visheshana Upayoga for a Visheshya is to separate it from the other Visheshas of Samana Jati. So many lotuses are there, you have to tell Neela Utpala, Neela Mahat as well as Sugandhi Utpalam. But what the Lakshanas does, very interesting. Very good thought. If you can catch it, you will know what we have to do on meditation seat. एक पाल में फिर पकड़ में नहीं आता है. कल भी मुझे बताना पड़ेगा, परसों भी, तब जाकर मुझे आपको दृढ़ता से समझ में आएगा. Our listening, understanding, it is vague, superficial, it gets wiped away in our own extrovertedness. Then we end up on state of meditation only in trying to control mind. We never do what sadhana is. Actually control mind through all sadhanas. Only in the initial days we have to do. Later on, focus on the truth. In the effort of knowing the truth, all this automatically go away. Otherwise, million lives you are only trying to control that mind which is never real. हमारा ऐसे ही रहता है. सत्य को पकड़ ही नहीं रहे और असत्य पे लटक ही जा रहे हैं. And we think we are doing sadhana. And so many years I have done. स्वामी कुछ नहीं हुआ. अरे तुम सोच रहे हो कि तुम जो कर रहे हो साधना है. साधना वो नहीं. Sadhana is known to know the truth. To know the truth, you should know its lakshanas. Clear? So what are Visheshanas doing? It is separating Visheshya from the Sajatiya other Visheshyas. Same example, let us not go to other example to avoid distraction divert. So blue lotus is the Visheshana of the lotus, separating it from other red yellow lotuses. Therefore, what is the blueness? It is a description. Visheshana, adjective. Now, what is the Lakshana Lakshya difference? इससे अलग क्या है उसमें? कहते हैं लक्षणम तु सर्वतः एव निवर्तकम करोति. That Lakshan क्या करती है? Not only from the Sajatiya, but from everything it separates that Lakshita Vastu. विशेषण जो है सजातीय से अलग करती है, तो लक्षण क्या है? पूरे बाकी सबसे अलग करती है. इन द सेंस क्या है? वो लक्षण उसी में लागू है और उस लक्षण वाला वस्तु वो एक ही है. Like when you use the Visheshanas like the blue, that blueness is not only to the lotus, it can be something else also. Like bring the blue lotus, somebody said. But the lotus what not found. Then he saw a lota, blue wala, he brought it. See here the attention if it is given on the Visheshana, blueness, it will make us confused in bringing something else, which is a blue in color. Lotus नहीं मिला तो मैं लोटा ले आया. Like blue ले आओ. So you will not bring the lotus only. There are many other blue things. There will be lota will be there, kapda will be there. तो आपने कहा blue ले आने को, ले आया. So therefore, that Visheshana blue has to be used, Lakshana, so not Visheshana, specifically to separate from the object. Yeah, don't go to the lota, go to lotuses. In the lotuses, there are many. Among them, the blue, you bring that. Lakshana kya karta hai? Be attentive. It separates itself from everything else. Not only Sajatiya Vastu. Example will make it clear. Yatha avakasha pradatru akasham iti. Like akasham is described, explained. This description is not the adjective description, but it is the lakshana description. What is that? That which accommodates is space. Avakasha pradatru akasham. So akasham is explained. Why? By what? Avakasha pradatru. Now, when the avakasha pradatru akasham is said, this lakshana of avakasha pradatrutvam, giving space for others to stay, this lakshana is applicable only to the space, not to other four things. In the space, the other four are there, but they don't come under this definition of avakasha pradana. That's how from all the four things called as the Vayu, Agni, Jala and Prithvi, this Lakshana, Avakasha Pradatrutvam named Lakshana, has separated Akasha completely. And this Avakasha Pradatrutvam is not there in other things. It is there only in Akasha. And Akasha definition is Avakasha Pradhanam only. There are no other Lakshanas for Akasha. So लक्षण क्या कर रहा है? पूरे सबसे अलग कर रहा है. विशेषण क्या कर रहा है? अपने जातियों के चीज से अलग कर रहा है. That means what? The Brahma's lakshanas which are told separates Brahman from everything other than Brahma. And that's what is our goal. Therefore, Visheshan hai ye, adjective, but not descriptive. It is indicative. उनके स्वरूप उसके स्वरूप लक्षण को यह बता रहा है. यहाँ वो एक्सप्लेन कर रहे. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam Anantham Brahma, although they are words have a meaning is describing Brahman, yet it's not describing. That's how described yet not described, indicated yet not indicated. That is the glory of these three words applied only for Brahma Vastu. And through the inquiry of these three words, you reach to Brahman only. No other thing you will reach. And only through these things we reach Brahman. There is no other way. So, Lakshana Arthancha Vakyam id avochama. Are beginning में हमने बताया. This Vakyam is for Lakshana. See, like for example, what we can take, any example. Coffee, let us take, or tea, chai or coffee, जो आपको पसंद, coffee. Now, the coffee is too sweet when we say. Not like yesterday. What it means? Yesterday the coffee was normal, today too sweet. And what made the coffee become too sweet today? Because of the extra addition of the sugar. Now, that sweetness of the coffee today is descriptive sweetness, not the indicated sweetness. Basically, the coffee to sweet hota hi nahi. So, coffee is sweeter. What is the meaning of this word? The coffee is described with its Visheshana description. How it is separating it? It is separating from yesterday and day before yesterday's coffee, where it was less sugar. Okay. Now, let us use another sentence. Sugar is sweet. How do you understand this? This is also explanation. But is it a description that sugar is sweet? as if there is some other sugar which is not sweet. Can you say that sugar is sweet is a description of sugar? It is not description, it is lakshana. If it has to be sugar, it has to be sweet only. And in whichever the mithai there is sweet, it must be sugar only. So sugar is sweet is a description without description. It is an indication. It is a lakshana. And it's such a lakshana, it cannot be separated from him. In fact, sugar and sweet cannot be separated. It's only word using. That which is sweet is sugar, that which is sugar is sweet. Coffee is not sweet. Sweet is not coffee. Therefore, their description is given. Coffee is sweet means ज़्यादा चीनी डाला. क्यों? कल नहीं था. तो वो कल का आज का कॉफी को सेपरेट करने के लिए स्वीट नामक विशेषण को यूज किया. दैट इज डिस्क्रिप्शन. बट शुगर इज स्वीट इज नॉट डिस्क्रिप्शन. Like water is hot. Because you exposed to the fire, water became hot. So there, hot water is a description of the water. But the fire is hot. Is it descriptive or indicative? It is not description. If it has to be a fire, it has to be hot. And what is hot is always fire only. Burning power. A cold fire is a contradiction in terms. A non-sweet sugar is contradiction in terms. So it is their lakshana. So to Satyam, Jnanam, Anantham, Brahma, the lakshana of the Brahma cannot be other than these three, and these three have to be only to Brahman and not to anything else. Sweetness is only to the sugar, and sugars will have only sweetness, not bitterness. Then what is that sweetness of sugar word doing? It is separating the sweetness, the sugar, from all other non-sugar items. Because all other non-sugar items will not have this guna. And sweet alone has this guna, and sweet has only this guna, not other. Therefore, all things other than Brahman don't have these three gunas. Brahman alone has these three gunas. Brahman has only these three gunas, no fourth. This specifically when our mind gets settled in our understanding, then only our contemplation toward the Brahman becomes more fruitful and successful. So the prashna of the Prashnakarta is answered. It is not, as you said, ये विशेषण नहीं है बाबा डिस्क्राइब करने वाला, ये तो लक्षणार्थम वाक्यम है, विशेषणार्थम नहीं है. तो ब्रह्मन इज लक्षित through the lakshana of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Brahman is not Visheshya through the Visheshanas of the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So therefore, Lakshanartha Visheshan hai wo, not Visheshanartha Visheshan. Later on, when we develop the subject in further mantras or further question answers, the need of these things will come to know. The why this is so detailedly should be known. So remember the example of the fire or the example of sugar or even sun. Sun is bright. That's it. Bright sun. Bright sun is not description. It's an indication of sun. Lakshan hai unka. Because the brightness belongs only to the sun. Sun alone is bright. Other things are not. In the same way, sugar alone is sweet. Sweetness alone is sugar. So sugar is sweet is a indicative explanation of the sugar, not it is describing. The description is possible when there are other sugars which are not sweet. So when Visheshyas are more, then to separate this Vishesha from the other, the Visheshanas become explanatory Visheshanas. Varnanatmaka Vishesha. Is it not? Descriptive. But it is not descriptive. It is only, it's not descriptive adjective, it is an indicative adjective. Isko pakad lena. Socho. Now this thing, if you become clear about it, then the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantham, Brahma is not an explanation of the Brahman, beta. Brahman alone is this. Brahman is not Satyam. Satyam itself is Brahman. Like there is a coffee, then it is sweet. And next day it is less sweet. Other day it is soury because something else is added. Any day you go to sugar, anywhere in the world it is sweet. And anywhere in the world, whichever you taste sweet tea, sweet like, it is sugar only. दैट्स वाई इन सम अदर शेप्ड वाला कोई शुगर आपको दिया कहीं शेप अलग खाते अरे ये तो चीनी है इमीडिएटली यू से बिकॉज दैट इज इंडिकेटिव लक्षण ऑफ द शुगर इज स्वीट वेर एवर sweet doesn't change its lakshana, whereas as we say neelam utpalam, it gets changed in the freshness of it. In the morning it is neelam, but then when the hot sun comes in that heat, the bleaching effect occur, the neela utpala can become red. That paleness neela will go away, the paleness will come, then the description changes, lotus remains same. सुबह नीला था यार, दोपहर में लाल लाल हो गया, शाम को देखते ही दोनों कलर चले गए, पता नहीं काला हो रहा है वो. बट डू यू से ब्रह्मन यार अर्ली मॉर्निंग वो सत्यम ज्ञान अनंतम, दोपहर में सत्यम ज्ञान चला गया, एक अनंत रहा, शाम को ना अनंत भी नहीं वो शांतम. दिस इन संस्कृत वर्ड इट्स कॉल्ड व्यभिचारा अव्यभिचारा. जिस वस्तु के जो लक्षण व्यभिचारित होते हैं वो उसके डिस्क्रिप्टिव है, वो चेंज होता है बिकॉज देश काल. अव्यभिचरति नेवर चेंज, देन दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इट इज लक्षण. Therefore, Brahma is Satyam Jnanantam is not description that it goes changing. Brahman cannot be asatyam from Satyam. It is always Satyam. Abhyavichara. So too, it is always Anantam. It is never Santam. It is always Gyapti Swarupam only. It is never ignorance or Jada. This is how this is answered. Now, next comes, question is answered. We have not touched yet the description of the word Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That's a big subject. we'll deal it with 5 days now. हर दिन इसी पे घूमेंगे हम. And what I said yesterday we'll repeat so that the thought becomes stronger. This portion of this explanation of this Mahavakya Satyam Jnanavanta Brahma Lakshana of the Brahman is so unique. Shankara Bhagwan doesn't leave any stone unturned to make us understand it so thoroughly, which is sufficient enough for the true meditation to reach to Brahman. Nowhere so beautifully the question and answers are raised and discussed. It's only we have to repeatedly talk, repeatedly listen, and become very deep in our intellect level to catch what is said. एक बार बात समझ में आती है ना, इतनी तृप्ति होती है. Like we said just now, it is not descriptive, it is indicative. Descriptions change, indications doesn't change. Description is borrowed, indication is one's own lakshana. And it separates from all other things. Visheshana separate only from the Sajatiya. Means there are so many other things. You know, the blue lotus, so many other blues are there. Other lotus are there, non-blue. But Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma means doesn't mean there are many other Brahman which are Asatyam, Ajnanam and Anantam. ऐसा है ही नहीं, दूसरा ब्रह्म नहीं है और ब्रह्म के अलावा इन तीन लक्षण वाला और कुछ है ही नहीं. This is the way it is indicated because this is the way the Brahman has to be discovered because the Brahman is like this. इस तरह इसलिए बताया गया कि इसी तरह से ब्रह्म को जाना जाता है. इसी तरह ब्रह्म को क्यों जाना जाता है? क्योंकि ब्रह्मन इसी तरह है. Try to analyze this sentence. And if you can catch the crux of it, there's a great satisfaction. The understanding of Tattva gives such a great anandam. We have not thought deeply to understand Tattva. We take Atattva only as Tattva at the mind, imagination, projection level. Therefore, we are never happy with our knowledge. That is why true knowledge alone can give us happiness, and the true knowledge which can give happiness is again about the truth only. Self-knowledge alone gives satisfaction, theoretically also, because it is the knowledge of the self which is reality. All the knowledge of the world never gives happiness. Kitna bhi tum jano, because the whole world is anatma, unreal. That is the pursuit of any other knowledge other than self never ends. Therefore, scientists will go on searching. With every search they discover something, still they can't be satisfied. बट इन आत्मज्ञानम ऐसा नहीं है. सिद्धांत ज्ञान होते ही नथिंग मोर सिद्धांत ज्ञान टू बी डन. नाउ यू हैव टू डू द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ इट टू एक्सपीरियंस. And through the practice experience aate hi it experience is so complete. There is nothing more to be known, nothing more to be contemplated, nothing other than this to be realized. That completeness comes. That is why yad gatva na nivartante yad prapya na kinchit प्राप्यम अस्ति. यद ज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोन्यत् ज्ञातम अविवशिष्यते कस्मिन् भोगो विज्ञाते सर्वविधं विज्ञातं भवति. All these quotations are only because of this. But in the pursuit of अनात्मा, because अनात्मा, अब जितना भी ढूंढो मिलेगा ही नहीं. वो लगता है मिल गया लेकिन करेक्ट नहीं है, फिर आगे ना आगे जाते रहते जाते रहते. Very interesting. Now, that discussion is over. They are not the descriptive definitions, they are the indicative definitions. They separate Brahman from everything which is other than Brahma. Clear? Now, the discussion continues. So, Satyadi Shabdaha na parasparam sambadhyante. These Satya, Jnana, Anantam Shabdams, these three, have no mutual relation at all. सत्य का ज्ञान से, ज्ञान का अनंत से, अनंत का सत्य से कोई संबंध नहीं. They are not at all mutually related. Na parasparam sambandhyante. Why? Pararthatvat. Because each of them exclusively are for something else. And that something else is common. But these three have no relation at all. Just like the Neelam, Mahat, Sugandhi. Is there any relation between the blueness and the bigness? Is there any relation between the bigness and fragrance? Is there any connection between fragrance and blueness? कोई संबंध नहीं है उनका. But all three are parartha. What is the paravastu? The other vastu? It is lotus. Therefore, Neelam is directly connected to lotus. Neela Utpalam. Bigness is connected to directly the lotus. Mahad Utpalam. Then the fragrance is connected to the lotus directly. This is Sugandhi Utpalam. So to Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam are no sambandha at all. Don't get confused. Each of them are connected to the same Vastu again. And then Vastu when discovered, it appears to be having all these three in it. But these three mutually have no relation. Nahi parasparam sambandhyate. Then what to do? Why this is said? For the fact that they are mutually not connected. Second thing is each of them are exclusively connected to the truth. Third is what? Through each of the word we have to reach to the truth. And in trying to reach to the truth through each of the word, the beauty is what? Words by themselves are not connected. But when through one word the Brahman is reached, listen carefully next sentence. That reached Brahman should satisfy the second one also. Should satisfy the third one also. So, Satyam not related to Jnanam, Jnanam not related to Anantam. Clear? But Satyam related to Brahma, Jnanam to Brahma, Anantam to Brahma. Now, through Satyam word, you reach Brahma. When you reach Brahman through Satyam word, it should fulfill Jnanam, Anantam also. Because Brahma has other two also. If Brahman discovered as Satyam, but not Jnanam or Anantam, then that's not Brahman. Satyam Brahman discovered as Jnanam, but not satisfying the other two of Satyam and Anantam, it is not Brahma. Means what? In defining or explaining the Brahman as Satyam, Jnana, Anantam, these many purposes are there. In this way, it has to be inquired into, and it should be complete in this aspect, in the understanding. Then only understanding is thorough. Then after understanding only we know what, after understanding only we are very clear what we are searching for. Then only the meditation becomes real. Because any number of people sitting for meditation for any number of hours, only when they are pakka about what is the object of meditation called as Brahman, that their meditation leads to the result, their meditation can be called as meditation. Everything you sit and do upasana, do the dhyana on the Guru Charana, Bhagavad Charana, or so many people do, ये सारे मोक्ष देने वाले, पर प्राप्ति देने वाले ध्यान नहीं है. But they give something, but that something is not the ultimate thing. In दुनिया में कुछ भी करो, कुछ तो होता ही है ना. When you do something, something will happen. Now, when you quietly sit for meditation, naturally your distraction are reduced. You feel the peace. But peace is not realization. That is temporary. In out of meditation, we know what Rakshas we are. Now you be careful. Only therefore, through the Vedantic understanding of Brahma Swarupa, that when we meditate, the meditation is true because that alone takes to Brahman. Experience of Brahman alone, the Paraprapti. And in simple words also, can anybody seek Asatyam? Even if they gets Asatyam, heart in heart. Forget all philosophy, forget all Shastra, forget all Vedanta. कोई को पसंद आएगा कि असत्यम. That's why you see that person will talk asatyam throughout life, but he will not tolerate others speaking asatyam. Is it not? खुद झूठ बोलता है लेकिन दूसरे झूठ बोल तो बर्दाश्त नहीं करता. Because nobody wants asatyam, satyam only. But why he is doing asatyam from inside? He is being enslaved by some desires, some non-positive. That is different case. So to Jnanam, everybody is अज्ञानी, but they want others to be ज्ञानी. तुम ऐसा क्यों किया? मतलब क्या है? You should have been ज्ञानी. In every of our question to others, why you have done this, we are only asking them, why were you ignorant? You should be wise. Like when I ask you, why I have not come to class, I am asking you to be wise, to know the importance of class and come to class, not giving it up, whether I come to class or not. So to know what you want, Santa. I am identifying with the Santa Upadhi only, but through that, what I am struggling is only to become Ananta. But it is impossible calculation. Body which is birth and death oriented, how can it be endless? That's why struggle with body to make it endless is samsara. This we'll see today in the Adhyatma Ramayana when Vashishti Spashta Rup se tells about the body, its birth, death. Very important topic which will complement to what we are discussing now. So Saptyadi Shabdaha na parasparam sambadhyante pararthatvat. Second, Visheshyartaha hi te. They are for the sake of the Vishesha Brahman, each one of them exclusively. Okay. अतः एकैकः विशेषणशब्दः परस्परं निरपेक्षः ब्रह्मशब्देन सम्बध्यते. So each of the visheshana is directly hooked onto the visheshya without mutually having any relation or interaction. Please tell it, sir, in simple words. Therefore, the simple way is Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantham Brahma iti. Though the sentence flow is Satyam Jnanantam Brahma, it is not a Satyam is Jnanam, Jnanam is Anantam, Anantam is Brahma. No. Don't have that relation. The relation is direct to each one of them to them. Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. So परस्पर संबंध ढूंढने का मत कोशिश करना उसको. But they all fulfill the Brahman. Brahman is full only when he is fulfilled with all these three. But these words like Neelam, Mahat and Sugandhi are a totally different world they are. उसका एक दूसरे के संबंध ही नहीं है. Yeah, blue. You can never talk of blue. It's an adjective. You have to tell what it is. Blue sky, blue lotus, blue shirt. कुछ तो बोलना पड़ेगा. Then we can say blue and big. What is that blue and big? Blue is not big. Big is not blue. Then big should be again something. A big tree, a big mountain. Then so to fragrance. अरे उच्च फ्रेग्रेंस लोटस का है, लिली का है, कोई सेंट का फ्रेग्रेंस, कुछ तो बताना पड़ेगा. So you just say कि blue, big and fragrance. It is a word with meaning without any meaning. And that fellow to whom you told this, कि यार एक नीला बड़ा सुगंध, without asking the question क्या है जो तुम बोल रहे हो, if that fellow says समझ गया, he is equal बुद्धू like us only. He will definitely ask कि किसके बारे में बोल रहे हो. अच्छा, that is about that. So that thing is related to these three independently. That Neelam cha, Mahat cha, then Sugandhi cha. That vastu. So Visheshya is one, Visheshanas are three. These three Visheshanas don't relate to each other. So Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. So then why this description this way? Take each of the day and use those words for contemplating and realizing the self. So with this introduction, The base is made. Now the word Satyam, why it qualifies Brahma, why the Satyam is Lakshana of the Brahma, or what is the meaning of Satyam, then that alone is Brahman, that will be told. So too, what is the meaning of Jnanam? And that Jnanam is only Brahman. What is the meaning of Anantam? And that Anantam is Brahman. That will be derived to us. Beautiful discussion it is. Tomorrow, don't miss this class. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you for patient listening. Become sharper in this way. Let us all become sharper, introverted, thorough in the knowledge. Then, with the clarity of vision, let us be on the seat of dhyana. Thank you. Let's study our little of Yoga Darshanam also.